What's good, guys? You are watching Everyday Struggle here on Complex. I am Nadeska here with Akademiks and Wayno. It is the second to last episode of Everyday Struggle.
Are we really winding down?
Yeah.
What did you miss?
So you don't know why we're here today, Akademiks?
We might be back in January. I ain't lying.
You know what? Since it's like the last few episodes, I feel like we don't even have to pretend. There's been days during the regular season where we had to pre-tape episodes and we would change outfits. I'm just gonna be honest, it's the same day and we're taping 3 episodes in a row. We're changing outfits.
You don't kill the illusion now.
Who cares? Who cares? He always fucked it up. I'm
like,
gonna do it today.
It's Tuesday. We're like, no,
You know
it's
what?
supposed to be Wednesday. Like,
I usually, Wayno really thought he was on GQ while I Complex. I get that they got a style department, but brother, please. Okay? They ain't give us a goddamn wardrobe budget.
You had no budget.
I'm looking back at some of these clips from last episode, I'm like, fuck. God damn it, man. Salute to the people who sent in, you know what I mean, like merch and shit like that, because I was surely right. Yo, it's too much. And here's the thing about the audience, they know when you wear something in the last 3 weeks.
They know you always fucked it up, but like I said today, who cares? So we're in the studio today. We're filming the last 3 episodes, right? So if you guys watched yesterday, you saw the feel-good moments. Right now we're filming the biggest beefs, and then we're gonna do the grand finale.
Why we gotta go negative?
what are you talking about?
Can you just let me? I'm just saying we're going through all of the motions today as a team, and I think we should just be honest with the audience. We're going through it all. That's it. That's all I had to say. Should we get into it?
Let's get into it. Don't ask him no. You know, we don't need his approval for nothing. You know how many times we had to do this shit? Wait. You know how many times we had to do this and like without like, we don't need your approval, Akademiks.
You know, Wayno, you see, Wayno is saying this because Wayno is usually chilling there with his eyes squinty as a motherfucker, and I'm the receiving end of most of the shit. Okay? Nobody came up here like, I want to confront that fuck nigga Wayno. They were like, yo, Wayno, you the realest nigga. You the realest nigga I've ever met, man. Yo, bro, like, yo, I respect your hustle. I love you. How's the mom? How's the kids? That nigga, I hate him. I'm like,
Akademiks, but the good news is this very first beef, I'm just gonna put this one in quotes because, you know, technically it was just tense. You actually had nothing to do with it, right? So it's all good. Well, you were there, of course, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let's get into this, guys. So we're taking this back to the very, very first season of Everyday Struggle. So this is spring of 2017 with our very first guest. Shit went left very quickly. Here's Lil Yachty on Everyday Struggle.
Nobody is one thing forever. You cannot tell me, you would be lying to tell me that as a young man, how old are you?
19.
In this industry, in this music industry, in the music business, you are happy 24/7. That is a lie.
So,
that is bullshit, and I refuse to have somebody tell me bullshit. I want to have an honest
conversation.
conversation.
When you come from a college dorm room with no money, okay, you scamming credit cards.
Which is all college dorm rooms. Is that sounding old guy mad still?
No, it sounds like you know you fucked up and you're trying to bring it back.
I ain't fucked up.
What you said? Let me you started.
But Capital didn't find Migos, so don't tell me about them.
They didn't find me. I'm signing QC. It's a joint venture. We use them. I'm just because I'm not hood or street does not mean nothing.
I'm not hood or street.
Yachty. The point I'm making is just because I'm not hood or street and I'm signing Capital does not mean I didn't come from QC.
At no point do I want to see. Again, you got a lot of hostility. At no point do I want to discredit you.
You did discredit me, and you discredited my whole label. You did.
Fuck Capital.
I just enjoy talk. I enjoy conversation, bro.
Then tell me what you want from hip hop.
I don't know. I mean,
you don't think that's a question you should answer at some point?
What do I want from hip hop?
Or are you leaving all of this to QC to figure out?
I'm making music, bro. I'm just having fun. I'm saying my fans love it.
You're gonna have a problem with just having fun in 5 years.
What did you want from hip hop?
You're gonna have a big problem with just having. You don't sound like you very aware with what's going on, and you one of the hottest niggas on earth.
But what do you want me to say? You want me to say?
I want you to be aware of your business. I want you to know whether you're in a 360 or not. I want you to appreciate the culture that changed your life and took you from college dorm rooms eating fucking oodles and noodles. I want you who's well spoken and articulates himself well.
My nigga. Chill.
All right, this episode is actually way funnier than I remember. I did not remember that Joe was tight at Yachty for being too happy. I just did not remember that shit at all.
Yo, that is so wild.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna just kick this off by saying, listen, I don't care if whoever at Complex and whatever they feel about Joe, I'm gonna give Joe a credit for establishing, you know, kind of, you know, a very rambunctious, like, yo, listen, this is not going to be the regular press stop where we just like, you know what I mean? Oh, hey, here's the talking points, let's talk about your album. He was down to confront people and he was living and dying on his opinions. I fuck with that. And Joe, salute to you and thank you for your contribution to the show. You know, as he claims he's a creator, so salute to my guy for that. But I will say this. This was the first time, because you know when I started the show, everybody like, yo, everybody's telling me this. Yo, why you letting Joe talk to you? Like, I'm telling him like, yo, me and Joe mad cool. We're in the green room, kicking it, dapping it up, jokes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we having, you know what I mean, some good non-alcoholic beverages. Cheers and hey, everything's great. Well, like, you know, one of the beautiful people in our cast would be like, yo, hey, come, you gotta go to the set. All right, we walking, we laughing, we busting inside joke shit. When the cameras turn on, and that was the biggest thing for me to learn, Joe was something else. Half the time when y'all watching me, I'm like, yo, Joe, I knew you from 20 minutes ago. And everybody kept saying to me, why you let him talk to you like that? Every rapper, including Yachty, younger rappers are like, yo, we all know you fuck with us, but we'll never sit there and let him talk to us like that. I said, yo, you won't even believe what's happening when you're there. Because he doesn't stop. Yachty hit me, Yachty said, yo, all right, yo, I'll come up there, what's up? Yo, I got all the answers, yo, because he's trying to play with me, what's up? And basically, he sat there thinking it might be, not that the regular interview, but he was just bombarding him with shit. And I was watching Yachty, and I'm like, Yachty, you my guy. But didn't I tell you?
Yep. Yo, Joe is the ultimate performer, and I don't think you could understand it until Ak says, like, you're in the room and you see the fucking transformation. I think him and I were like fish out of water at that point, right? I was a civilian, guys. I was a writer at this point. I'd done some shit on camera, but not like this. Ak was doing all his videos in his basement, like all mysterious and shit. Joe's done reality TV. He was a rapper. He was a performer. So for us,
you know
there was an adjustment period.
Everybody knows Joe from Love and Hip Hop too, and everybody knows his rap career. But at that time in Joe's life, he's also in Love and Hip Hop, kinda, or he just was on not too long ago. And Joe was the whisper guy. We ain't know him as the leaning over the desk. What deal are you in? Yo, there's a point which is so funny. I don't know. It's interesting with self-awareness with Joe, because he says to Yachty, "You seem pretty hostile," and I'm looking at nigga, I think you are.
Right, that was crazy.
Like. It was, yo, by the way, it was so surreal. So we go in the room, I hope you remember this. We go in the room, and Joe could kind of sense the vibes. And by the way, I think this leads into the Migos thing. Because he told the lyric, salute the lyric, at that time he said, yo, could we clear out no rep or no one in the place that we're shooting? So everyone, all of Yachty's people, P, Coach K, they're watching from behind the glass. But he knew if all the shit he was talking, the people that Yachty came with, if they pressured him to like be someone different, it would expose him. And I ain't gonna lie, he stood in that and actually confronted it. But I was looking at everybody like, I told y'all about Joe. Y'all thought that I was just some bitch ass thing that's gonna come. Only y'all body gonna get the same treatment because this guy, he's on one. I don't know if he's performing or what, but it's going.
Well, me watching this as a spectator at the time, what's hilarious to me, just because it's like, you know, Joe, his personality, it goes a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? It goes a lot of, you got calm Joe, you know what I mean? You got Joe when he's performing as an artist, you got confrontational Joe, and then you got ease Joe. And the thing is, what I like that Joe did on this show is that he mixed all them shits together. You know what I mean? He mixed all of them together. And when he did this, like, when he asked Yachty like all these different questions about his deal and all that, the face that Yachty has is kind of like when I asked my son like why he didn't do his homework. You know what I mean? And he's just like, chill. Like, it just was so funny. Like, I ain't gonna front. That's a great moment because it just seems so funny to me.
I did want to ask you one question about a moment before we move on. I wanted to know what you would have done, but also I often say as time went on, I was like, yo, that also was the point. You know, we came in with different, like, you know, just like just thoughts about this industry.
Right.
And Joe is a little bit, you know, kind of off edge. Like all these rappers were getting so lit on social media and having it easy without having appreciation or having shit figured out. And this was kind of lashing out. You know what I mean? Like, this is a unique phase you have to be in.
So for me, and the thing that's been kind of ill about me just being on the show is like a lot of
people. If you're in my seat, what would you do?
In your seat?
Yeah.
See, I thought you was gonna say if I was.
No,
he's going off.
He's going off on him.
I've probably been dying laughing. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have been fucking dying laughing. Cause that shit. Cause for me it ain't that serious. Like for me it ain't that serious. Now the thing is like for Yachty, like I wouldn't even treat Yachty like that only because like I met Yachty when I used to manage Dave East. I met Yachty when we did the freshman cover. So I had been around him. I've been around some of his people. I had met Coach K. You know what I'm saying? So my perspective, how I'm coming off, is a little bit different. Plus, I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I'm saying? All I'm caring about is what you got going on. You know what I mean? What you got going on? What's new? How you feeling? But I ain't gonna dig that deep. So I wouldn't have went that far. But if I was in your shoes, I'd have just been dying laughing.
You can't be happy.
I wouldn't have said nothing. I'd have let him keep doing what he's doing. I'd just been crying.
I think we're too shocked. Like, you know, in hindsight, it's hilarious watching it, but we were just stunned in the moment. Like, I didn't know what to do. I wanted to jump in. I was trying to save Yachty, but there was nothing I could have done in that
that's
moment.
what I'm saying. Would you protect him kind of, like, yo, not chill?
It was impossible. It was literally impossible, and that would have technically been my job. But anyway, that's when the Joe Budden mood board was born. I think all of the phases that Wayno just laid out. So with all of that context now, we're fast forwarding to a couple months later, right? We fly out to LA, very first time leaving the studio. We're at the BET Awards, and we're on the carpet. And if I remember correctly, Ak helped me out. We were actually interviewing Cardi B at the time, but I think this is right before Bodak Yellow had gone crazy. So we're talking to Cardi. I see Migos coming down the carpet. I'm like, yo, like Ak was saying on the last episode, I'm always like, we need to talk to these people. So I'm pressing for Migos, and Joe's like, why the fuck would we ever need to talk to the Migos? They weren't with it.
The biggest group at the time.
I thought that Ak was with it. I was. Joe was not trying to talk to them at all. Please roll the clip.
I feel like there's like a running joke with you being left off bad and bougie.
I ain't left off bad and bougie. You think I'm left off bad and bougie?
Say again?
You say I'm left off bad and bougie?
What you say?
You say I'm left off bad and bougie?
Yeah.
Do it look like I'm left off bad and bougie?
What'd you say?
Do it look like I'm left off bad and bougie?
Nah. I mean, that's one thing I like about the group, because ever since when you were in jail, even though you might see one or the other, y'all move as a collective.
All right, we got to wrap this up, though.
Oh, my bad. I be trying to jump.
I couldn't
wrap
hear
it up
anything
then.
over there too. Close it.
Close it.
Hey, listen, man. I wish I could talk to the Migos longer, man. It's one of my favorite groups. I've been covering for so long. I'm glad they succeeded, man.
Hey, man, you guys are nominated tonight. Have a good show.
Hold on. Wait. No. Wait.
Where's their security guard? Where's their security guard?
Chill.
Yo, there should have been some hazard. I need to say, because I remember there was a lot of controversy. Like, leadership, upper management did not want this clip on the internet necessarily. We made that decision to upload it in LA. And a couple things, when it hit the internet, people thought that we were just trolling them. We honestly couldn't hear anything. Red carpets are super loud.
Right.
You couldn't hear it through the IFB.
We didn't have an IFB.
We didn't have it. So when I kept repeating the question, he wasn't even trying to be funny. We just couldn't hear anything. So I couldn't also appreciate this in the moment. It was not until we watched it later. And then I'll tell you what happened on the ride home, but
Oh my, yo, we pull up there. First of all, nobody knew this, but Joe went to the mall to get socks, runs into P and a bunch of QC dudes who basically say, yo, you on Everyday Struggle, and every time you refer to a trash rapper, you talk about Yachty. We don't like that the trash rapper thing is being put on Yachty. And basically, with a bunch of dudes, while Joe is picking out nylon socks, they basically come to agreement with him, like, yo, he's like, yo, no, that's only one of the new niggas I know. I'm not trying to pick on your artist, you know what I mean? And everything was cool. This is the thing at the red carpet, and Nadeska, I hope you remember. Joe is from Love and Hip Hop. So Joe, he sees Drea. We talked to Drea for like 15 minutes about yoga. Yoga, stretching, skincare. I'm like, we're a hip hop show? I don't even know. Yes. So we're seeing rappers walk by because they're all walking down the carpet, and they ask us, yo, the Migos is interested. By the way, we see Yachty walks by, didn't want to talk to us.
Right.
We're like, of course, Migos, come on. They pull up, they dap me up, say hi to Nadeska. They mean mug jokes. So I'm guessing the mall thing carried over.
Right.
Basically, the whole internet had the whole thing to say, yo, Ak was asking crazy questions, but there was tension already. Yep. And Joe, I'm gonna give him credit. No matter what, he confronted it by saying, even though y'all have 30 niggas behind y'all, 3 of y'all here, he dropped the mic and said, I'm tired of this shit. And then he walked off.
Right.
Honestly, I really thought that they were gonna jump Joe.
Yeah, y'all heard me. I know people laughed at me for yelling for the security guard, but I deadass thought there was gonna be a fight, and I was terrified that someone's gonna get hurt. Security guard was nowhere to be found because he was trying to take pictures with somebody else.
Wow.
This shit was so uncomfortable.
No, it was the most hilarious
Let me
thing.
tell you the best part for me for this, right? Just like I said, me watching them from the sidelines. When somebody took and did like a frame by frame slow motion breakdown and put the
I think that was someone from Complex.
Yeah, Romo. Shout out to Romo. He edited that
put
one of
the
our
opera music
editors.
behind this shit, and you see P's face, and he's like this, and you see KP like this, like looking over. That shit.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
for me, that was a funny moment. I mean, of course, we happy it didn't go all the way left.
Yeah.
But Joe stood his ground, Migos stood their ground.
Yeah.
The funniest thing was how everybody was like, how all of them got up in unison. Like, all of them was like, all of them got up at one
All
time.
the blouses stood up.
What people don't realize is that, you know, in terms of having like real moments and how unpredictable, especially the show is, like, no matter what people want to say, listen, we're trying to give our opinion, and people are going to be pissed off at it, and sometimes you don't even know who's pissed off at it.
Right.
Truth be told, like, there was a security guard there, but this is after Vic Mensa we're going to get into.
Oof.
They said, only pay attention to Akademiks because all these rappers hate him. Someone's going to try to swing on him. So the security's looking at Joe like, and Joe even said it, like, don't worry about me. Of course, the issue happens with the person who says, don't worry about me, which just shows how unpredictable the show is. You know, again, blessing in disguise, because truth be told, I learned later, people used to say, oh, I went to a bar and somebody said, you're that guy from that meme.
Yeah.
And it's almost that meme and that gif where I'm like, I wasn't fumbling with the microphone.
your
Like, it was just like, I was like, wait, what's going on?
Nah, I mean, people can make fun of you, but in that moment, I don't know that anyone would have done better. And honestly, it didn't even end there.
No, I don't know what Wayno would have
Bro,
done. Because
Joe-
What, if I was
hard to say.
nervous,
It's too
what's
hard
up?
to
What do you
say.
Nah, you definitely was nervous. I can tell you was nervous.
Nervous of what? That they weren't showing the energy to me.
So, all right, from the outside looking in, what makes it look nervous is because you can't hear them. Now, look, this is a consumer. I'm watching him. I don't know that you can't hear them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm thinking that you fucking with him by keep asking him the same question over and over, and he thinks you're fucking with him by asking him the same question over and over. But it seemed like at that point when Joe was fed up, that they was like, all right, we ain't taking no shit neither. I always thought my favorite quote out the whole shit is, well, wrap it up then. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, from Quavo. So for me, watching, when you started saying, you know, because when Joe was like, wrap it up, and you started saying, you know, the Migos, my favorite group, it's like, I thought that you knew that they was gonna pop on y'all or some shit.
Nah.
I was just only, listen, at this time, Joe my man, but the only person I'm concerned for is my good friend Nadeska. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's the weirdest thing. Like, we couldn't hear anything. Then I see.
Could you just clear up that I didn't push you in? They keep saying I push you in.
Nah,
No,
I know that was.
I'm trying to get in between them and Joe because they're not looking at me at all.
Right.
So I want to be like, yo, chill. It's my co-host, chill.
No, I feel like knowing the information I know now, they approached it a certain way.
Yeah.
Like they definitely approached it on some shit like,
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
know.
If this nigga play, we going, like, you know what I mean? I feel like they approached it that way.
Yeah, I think Ak and I were the only ones who went into that situation just unaware of what could go wrong. Migos and Joe, I think they already knew what's up. So, like, we basically didn't hear shit. Even when Joe dropped the mic, I could only hear him saying wrap it up and I don't know, whatever. And on the right home, we got cussed out. Joe must have called us fucking groupies 30 times on that ride home because he was tight that we made him do the Migos interview. He was not happy at all.
Oh, because we had a voting structure, which we
still got the same voting structure. Yeah, we still got the
which
same
is like, hey, listen, someone's coming in. If 2 out of the 3, and all our votes are equal, 2 out of 3 want to do it, even if the other person that don't want to do it, hey, you may lean on them to carry the bit, but we doing it.
Right.
And me and Nadeska, we voted yes, because they were the hottest group at the time. Right. And Joe basically was like, yo, this is what I told y'all the rookies. Like,
I ain't gonna front,
we got
though.
scolded.
What was really crazy about that, I feel like that is the moment that kind of cemented everyday struggle.
Facts.
As a show. It's like,
blessing in disguise, low-key.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm watching it because I'm in tune with you, I'm in tune with Joe, I know Nadeska, so I'm watching it as a fan. But that was the moment that people was like, oh shit, that's the show, like, you know what I mean? And it brought a new fanfare into the shit. You know?
What a time, yo. We should have had some hazard pay. All right, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We'll definitely revisit, I think, some more moments from 2017. But this one is winter 2018 at ComplexCon, and this one is all Akademiks just starting shit. So this is with YBN Cordae, Nahmir and Almighty Jay.
For everything I've heard about you, it's more than what I've heard from you in terms of music. Isn't that so much pressure, like you being that young, everybody thinking you're gonna be this, you're the next this,
that when you got to record and you got to actually now produce, like, shit, it's like weight on your shoulder. It's not just like you're creating freely, like it's whatever.
Before you answer that, can I say something? Maybe you should hear some of his music.
No, I have. That's what I'm saying. I haven't heard it.
You keep saying that, though. People keep saying this about you, and for me to not really know.
No, hold on. A lot of people's in my position, like, if we could go around here, like, no disrespect, we could go around here and, like.
Did you hear any tape?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
He's drunk. Akademiks is drunk.
Bro, no, y'all not gonna sit here and just like, we just gonna butter up the
What was
guests.
you asking?
If we ask everybody in here if they could name 5 Cordae songs, if you can name 5 YBN Cordae songs, let me know. Raise your hand. No, raise your hand. Raise your hand.
4 songs out, and we already heard all 4, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. So you're saying, like, if I've heard the music,
I'm just saying that every time you ask him a question,
we just heard them.
I'm saying is that every time you ask him a question.
I've heard the freestyles.
All right, hold on.
I heard 4.
What's the question here?
So the sample size is this. You have to now create to keep up to what the hype is. Is that pressure?
Oh,
to me, it is.
Yo, you hating on my mans, bro. I ain't about to sit here like
you hype me up just to bring me. You
Yeah.
hype me up just to bring me down, bro.
Sometimes we're quick to say someone is the next whatever, and who knows if that's their path or whatever. Like, but
about to be the
people
greatest
are
to do
putting
this
things
shit.
onto you.
Thank you.
Can't take this guy nowhere.
All right,
It's one of our
wait,
first
let
live
me
shows,
start this
too.
one.
Wayno, come
Let
clean.
me start this one off.
Come clean, Wayno.
If you can see my face from when the clip starts, I was so sick of Akademiks because at this time, I was one of those people that was pushing Cordae on everybody because I thought that he was so talented because I heard the My Name Is freestyle, then the Old Niggas freestyle, then the Kung Fu record. He had shit going, and I was excited to, I like the YBN collective, but at the time I was a big fan of Cordae. So I'm like, yeah, I finally get a chance to talk to one of the young niggas I want to talk to, and all he keep doing is keep saying, yeah, you know, niggas say you alright, but I don't really know about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's a good summary.
This is Wayno.
What?
One of the few times where I think they thought I was being disrespectful because I was asking, listen, even with what Wayno was saying, our sample size was this. We haven't even heard an album yet. So I was saying, is there a lot of pressure? I was asking a simple question. And Wayno cuts me off and says, nigga, have you even heard the music, man? What's going on, man? And then I think they took it like, yo, wait, oh shit, if Wayno, he might be trying to play us. Which, by the way, you know, me and Cordae, like, we're great now, but, and also I do think this clip, he told me he would play this once a week while making this album in terms of motivation. It ended up being a really good thing. But I feel like it was one of those times that I was trying to be, you know what I mean? I was just trying to be
so I gassed it up.
Yeah, all right, I think I was wrong. You did gas it up a little bit, Wayno. But you had good intentions, though.
I did have good intentions.
You had good intentions.
I tried to do that one time with Wayno for somebody else.
Game. You tried to do that with Game. And Game was like, he said,
ComplexCon.
Game was like, this nigga trying to put us against each other. Like, we don't really know each other. Because I know Game outside of us doing that. Exactly.
Well, on that note, why don't we roll right into this next clip?
Right.
The game at ComplexCon.
I didn't even know this was
from
coming
winter 2019.
You had that one long ass post where it was like your son told you whatever. It was people were like, nah, this is cap now. Like Game is kind of using
gonna tell me what my son. Any nigga, why you even think about what me and my son talking about that long? Nigga, read it,
internet.
like it, don't like it, and then go on about your bum ass business, nigga.
You preview some music, and you name drop it. Now, I love when you name drop. Some people used to give you flack for that, but I love your name drop. But you start mentioning, certain things, like you mentioned the whole thing with Joe and Sin or whatever, a certain way about it too.
See, we got to go back 10 minutes and remember what I said. I don't give a fuck about one person's opinion, man.
Yeah.
Or 10, or one person times a million that equals a bunch of motherfuckers' opinion. Like, you're not going to change the way I feel. I'm not going to take back what I said unless I feel like, damn, that was fucked up, and damn, maybe I owe somebody an apology later on, which is rare as fuck.
All right, hold your thoughts. I was praying to God last night when I picked out clothes for today. I was praying that I did not pick one of the shirts I've worn on the show because I don't shop that often. What are the odds that me and Akademiks are wearing the same?
Oh, wait, you are?
Both of us are wearing the same shirts.
You're lying.
Nah, that's crazy.
Wait, you got on the same shirt too?
Same shirt.
Nah, wait. Pull that back up real quick just so I can see. Please.
Nah, that's crazy.
No, I knew this was my ComplexCon shirt.
That's crazy.
Yo.
Oh, shit.
I'm sick of y'all.
Yo.
I'm sick of y'all.
Shit.
I'm sick of y'all, man. I'm sick of
And we're
y'all.
waiting on the same
That's
episode.
crazy,
I don't think
man.
anyone would have even noticed mine. I snitched on myself, but your shit is just unmistakable.
Yeah,
At least I
love
have
it.
on different sneakers. You probably have on the same entire fit.
Nah, I got the Dior's on. Stop playing with me. Hey, wait.
Yo.
Oh, hey, I do want to say, I think that's a legendary Game interview.
Yeah?
It gotta be. He was so open with Everything you ask and I ask, some of the things that I don't think he's answered directly in a while, and to see him do it, and maybe it was because we were live or just in that venue, he just, at least in his, like, he just said whatever he had to say without thinking about, I'm not gonna offend this person, I'm not. So I really liked that. I think he was our best ComplexCon interview.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Game, what was ill about that is the laundry list of questions not to ask, and then Game just started talking himself. You know what I mean?
He was bringing up the talking points they told us not to hit. It was perfect. He was a great guest.
Hey, one of the things I definitely do wish we had done more was live interviews. I think the chemistry between all three of us in the studio is great, but I think when we go in front of an audience, there is I won't say like performance in terms of being fake, but there's the audience brings a different aspect in agreeing with one person's viewpoint, or might be like, nah, and that instant feedback as opposed to reading in the comments. That's one thing that, I yearn for. I know you as well, even Wayno. Yeah. We wish, in this run that we've had, we could have done more live events, because I do feel like that's where probably the home was for it, where like every year we could do a college tour or something like that.
We were supposed to do that HBCU tour.
Right. Was that this year or was that pre-COVID?
That was the first year I started. Right. We was talking about doing the HBCU tour. I mean, it was the first year I started. Yeah.
They'll promise a lot of stuff. It's
right. That's a fact.
Yo, man, it's crazy how we really have moved sort of as our own unit here at Complex. Just even because of the time we filmed, we would come in super early in the morning and be alone. So there's a lot we wanted to do that we didn't get to do, but we still had a lot of great moments. So I'm gonna get to this next clip, and I have to say, this is probably the only time in the history of Everyday Struggle where it felt like one of the co-hosts did not have much to say during an interview. I feel like we got flamed in the comments for this because no one would stand up and say much in this interview. Here's Jeezy back in winter 2017.
Oh my God.
So the newer generation now, the things that they're putting in their music is, we're gonna run off on the plug. We're gonna take this, we're gonna take that. But you laughing because it's funny, because you on the show. But you ain't saying that shit when your little homie getting his head knocked off, nigga.
You're right, because that is one of the things.
Absolutely, I know I'm right. You ain't never been there. Like, you don't know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, it's cool, but until you gotta go bury a nigga, and you gotta pay for a nigga funeral because he listening to this shit and he thinking it's cool. You know what I'm saying? He running out here because that's the code, that's the rules. Wherever you're gonna get the street rules from, the code, but our culture leaders. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what you think is music and what y'all sit up here and critique is fine. But once you leave this table and you go back home to your people and you go back home and live your life and you get on your blog and you talk your shit, these kids gotta still deal with this shit for real, bro.
This shit was tense.
I like that.
It was great. He kicked a lot of game, but it was tense.
This was one of those, I felt like Jeezy couldn't stand my existence. There was nothing I could have done. I thought he was saying something that, even though there was obviously a lot of seriousness with it, sometimes you might say something that you break the ice a little bit with something that might be a little, like, you can laugh at it.
Serious just
yeah.
Like, it wasn't,
And honestly, like, truth be told, the whole time sitting during this interview, and, he was mostly talking to Joe, I'm like, how do I get in? Or how do I, just not be some person who's like just sitting still and just out of it. And I chuckled at something that, again, not that it was funny, but like I thought it was kind of like almost like a reprieve from what he was saying. And man, I think he was waiting to say, he was like, man, so you never been there. So, and I even tried to clean up, like, no, hold on. I'm not saying. And he said, no, nigga. And honestly, I do understand his point of view. I love Jeezy. And by the way, when we look at Jeezy's growth now, I think, I could understand that point of view. I kind of do feel like, with all due respect, when I don't think he wanted to see, because I don't think I sit up on this stage. I don't think I've been at Complex representing only me. I believe I represent a viewpoint of certain people. I don't think he cared to engage with that. And that was probably the only thing that I wish, like, again, because even if you could say, Ak is just ignorant to the street shit, or he's whatever, that's a lot of people that again, hip hop, they're consuming hip hop music, and you got to bridge that gap somehow. Again, it was an awkward moment, but it was really all love in the end,
Right. What I do, like, to the point that you were making about the people that, do watch you or watch it, or your viewership, what I do like about what you do is that you have created a place where they can be a part of the conversation as far as transparency. I feel like that's one of the biggest things is like, I never shy away from being from the hood. I'm never shy away from coming from poverty and all of that, but that's just one side of the story. A lot of the guys that's successful, that come from poverty, we don't raise our kids in poverty. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, some of these kids are the ones that want to know what's going on. I feel like they have something to say about music. And I think that, like, you know, even though the way the interview was shown, it's good that you get to have them conversations. And when you said, like, I tell you another tense moment where it's like nobody wanted to talk. When we had YG up here.
Oof.
Yeah.
I had it on good authority that YG was just waiting for you to ask something out of pocket.
He just wanted you to say 2 numbers. That's all.
I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, he wanted you to say 2 numbers.
No. YG, he was cool, but y'all had a report, so that's the thing. When the guests come in, they're like, yo, they come in, they have a secret dapple Wayno. They're talking about, remember, good looks, I'm pulling up to like my listening session. I'm like, I never knew about no listening session. And they be like, yo, Wayno, matter of fact, I'm about to hit you back on this. Yo, how the mom? How do? And I'm like, God damn it.
And then they come, and then as soon as they sit down, the lights come on, they be like this, looking at Akademiks.
Yeah, and then like when they're getting mic'd, they just kind of look in my direction once and just be like,
Yeah. YG was cool, man. That was a good guy, man.
I'm pretty sure if I remember, I was the buffer during that as well, physically buffer. All right, so this next one, this is from fall 2019. So Young Dolph and Glock came on the show to promote their project Dumb and Dumber. I think we had some good music talk, and then I feel like Ak tried to cross a line somewhere and shit got awkward.
I did. You know, you independent, then you start tweeting out that you had an offer for 22 mil, then you said you signed
that
2
shit
deals.
real. That shit.
Is that real?
That shit.
Because I talked to some people.
$22 million deal, all that shit real. I go in my email, pull the contracts up right now.
Because I talked to a certain couple people who was in the know, and they're like, yo, if you believe that Dolph really had a $22 million offer, you are wildin'. You must be dumb. For certain people who in the industry, they're like, yo, he's not getting that. And also, like, you know, like we talk about other artists, and like, for example, like say Logic. Logic was rumored, like he signed like a $30 million deal. I think niggas looking at you like, you're not getting 22.
Check this out. I can't break you all the way out, because, you know, that's why everybody in their feelings right now. You know what I mean? Like the industry, the rappers, the artists and all of that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, bro, I do numbers, you know what I mean? And I'm fully 100% independent. So the numbers I do, I get all of it.
Oh man. That was some shit.
Yeah, that it had a few awkward moments that day.
Yeah, no, it was. And by the way, I don't even think that was that awkward, but like I always knew that, you know, ever since a couple years ago, with even Chance and other people, be like, we've always like said, some of the rappers were like, oh, I'm doing this independent, be like, nigga, stop lying. Yeah. And I've always been the person, I'm like, all right, now I got a platform, or now like I'm on a little stage, I bet. I'm about to confront y'all about this independence, and I ain't gonna lie. I remember anytime you see me start talking a lot to fill in space, and he was just looking at me like, head tilted to the side. Yeah. Also, I don't even know if did it make an episode when he looked at me, he's like, yo, he said, but fuck all that, what's up with your man 6ix9ine? I was like, well, wait, what? I said, what? Well, hold up, man. Hold on, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, but honestly though, Dolph and Glock were good guests, and you know, there was different moments, but I'm just kind of I'm chalking it up to the Memphis nigga type of humor that they didn't get it. What you think?
I don't know. I just know. I mean, Dolph was very talkative. Glock just kept nodding. You know what I mean? Like
he a new artist though.
He's a new artist. I expected that, but like Dolph, I feel like a lot of times when people come up here, like while they might come up here to promote something, they also want to have like their little thing with Ak. Yep. Like, they want to go up there
and they probably heard me say some shit or something like that.
I feel like a lot of times it's like, man, that nigga ain't gonna play with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole mindset going up. But Dolph was pretty good. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because not to go back, but I think with Jeezy had not gotten good reviews. Joe slammed him, and I also slammed his project the week before, so he kind of came up to confront us, except him and Joe were BFFs, and he just fucking disregarded me and basically called me a bitch-ass nigga. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
You don't remember that? We reviewed his album, and we ain't really give it too much props. And I felt like, I knew he came up there to confront us.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of people who came up to the show to confront you, Joe, to air things out. And sometimes I was just trying to figure out what I was supposed to do in those situations. Because like I said, I'm not usually one to instigate any problems. But it's not only men who came up here with some issues. We've had a couple women also come up to confront people. So I don't know if you guys remember the first year of the show when I was just getting tuned into Akademiks After Hours. Like, his life on Twitch is so wild. He really had it out for Amber Rose at that time. He said some wild, disrespectful things. So Amber did come on in summer of 2017. We had a nice, well-rounded conversation.
Well, with me, it's like pattern behavior. Like, if I see you exhibiting
get her, man.
Hoish behavior, I'm gonna think you're a hoe, right? Now, of course.
But you don't even know what that means. You can't even tell me what hoish behavior is.
You tell us what hoish behavior is.
No, it's not what I think. I'm just trying to prove a point
we
here,
have to
Joe.
define it.
Yeah,
we
if I see you going from dude to dude to dude to dude.
We have to define it.
With no, it just seems like you're being promiscuous. I'm gonna think that's hoish behavior. Am I wrong in that assessment? And this is my thing is the same for dudes too.
Do you say that about dudes, I guess is the question.
Yes, it just doesn't matter because the stigma is in there. That's what I was saying. So I agree that the double standards is clear, but let's not act like there's nothing that's hoish behavior. Is that what we're trying to say?
Yeah,
let me know.
that's exactly what I'm
so
trying to say.
So there's no sluts, there's no hoe. There's nothing you do.
There's only women owning their sexuality. That makes men and other women feel uncomfortable. So in turn, they give us derogatory labels.
No, the funniest thing about that is both y'all niggas got on complex shirts.
Yeah, both.
Wait, no. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. So this actually happened. All right. Me and 21 Savage, he was dating her at the time.
Right.
We were cool, but then I heard that we were not because of a few things that I allegedly said.
Not allegedly, you said it.
No, some stuff I said about Amber. So I did. But what I'm saying is that he hit me and he basically said, listen, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I do rock with you. However, this is my girl. It's my woman. I can't have people talking about her, something like that, and even I'm cool with him. And we had a conversation and whatever. We interviewed 21 the same day. 21 hit me and said, bro, remember we had that talk? He says, Amber wants to do the show after me. This was a double tape. And that's why me and Joe, we just got 2 complex shirts and put on. And I knew Amber was about to confront me on some of the stuff I was talking about in terms of promiscuous women in hip hop. Obviously, she had the slut walk and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I walked into this as, I gotta stand my ground because with all due respect to what she got going on, come on now, we can't just say certain behavior is just like, yo, nothing to talk about. And I think she did a good job of representing her point, but I think I did a decent job of representing mine too. By the way, we did have an off-camera conversation, me and Amber, and we got to a better understanding in, how she feels about certain stuff that she sees about herself, and also a way how I could, communicate certain messages without disrespecting. So I do think this was kind of fruitful, so I definitely want to salute to Amber Rose on that too.
That was deep, Ak. Thank you very much.
That was very deep dive.
I was groaning. And this was an episode that Joe and Amber were smoking in the bathroom, man. I ain't snitching, right? They were smoking in the bathroom.
All right, cigarettes.
That's
okay.
That's another building.
You know what, guys? We've also had some R&B beef on Everyday Struggle, which is pretty surreal. I almost forgot this happened as well. Here's Ashanti in winter 2017, also pulling up.
You didn't sing, please.
Why'd you rudely intrude on her in her Seriously.
Wait, you talking about somebody being rude?
Hey, I'm rude. Let's turn up there.
Rude.
How am I rude?
I was taken aback by not only his comments, but his stance and views when we played the Ashanti clip.
I was taken aback too. You know what I'm saying?
Joe's the one who kicked the off.
Stop.
You said she dressed like a stripper. Nigga,
She was dressed like a stripper.
Just like a stripper.
Strippers are naked.
See, that's not true.
Strippers sometimes they have on thongs.
That's illegal to
they
get
have
naked in New York.
Okay, well, they're
They wear
private
bodysuits
areas.
and boots.
I've never seen a stripper in a bodysuit.
You haven't been in a strip club lately.
I've been to AOD a month ago. What are you talking about?
AOD is not New York.
If I wear a stethoscope, am I a doctor?
If you wore a stethoscope, you would be dressed like a
Would
doctor.
you like me to operate on you?
Hell no.
Okay, so then
I didn't pay you
do
for
I
it.
want money thrown on me because I have on a bodysuit?
Oh wait, time out. We were joking.
You said. Okay, so the backstory was that clip that went viral of her dancing or whatever, and you guys commented and she didn't like it, right?
Okay. Another thing. You see, just like how Wayno instigated with that other clip with Cordae, Joe was the one who was kicking off the jokes. I'm thinking we on some brotherly stuff. I joined in with a couple jokes. So my jokes were in the nature of Ashanti. You are, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just call you a mature artist. You know what I mean? And she was offended that I basically said that, yo, I think the comment was, ain't she like 50 or something like that? And she came here and she made it a point. I remember she got her, the whole thing was done, which by the way, she looked amazing in person. But she was offended that I called, and I could understand why. Because in women in hip hop, in just black culture, being seen as aged or someone who's like older, it's pretty much almost saying that you're not attractive. It's also, you know what I mean, saying people shouldn't, you know what I mean? And I understand that.
She's had the fountain of you for a long time. I ain't gonna lie.
No, she has. And by the way, she looked amazing. Her mom came with her. Her mom
is pretty too.
Her mom is amazing. But all I'm saying is, I just want everybody, especially ladies and gentlemen in the jury, which is the audience, I should say I'm the victim. When Wayno wants to set the guest on me, he does. I've never set the guest on nobody.
Oh, yeah?
Joe, set the guest on me.
Oh, yeah, you want to pretend you were the victim in this next one? Great, I would love to hear you moonwalk your way out of this one. Wayno, I would love to hear your take on this, because in this moment, so again, this is one, I think Wale was our probably second ever guest on Everyday Struggle. I felt like I was in quicksand for this interview. Like there was just nothing I could do to get them to have a reasonable conversation. Wale, spring 2017, take a look.
Let me clear the air real quick because I don't want to be anything we talk
Keep
about.
that same energy, Ak.
Shut the fuck up.
Ak, keep that same energy.
Wale, I did mention, right, and you were mad at me over some shit where I said, people, right, the perception of you is that you might be corny. You thought that was me saying it to you.
Listen, if you're looking for something bad, you're gonna find it.
So everything that you feel I've either expressed that I feel people believe about you, you don't see that at all.
Of course, but I don't. The corny thing, you don't have somebody like you don't have no credentials to call me nothing like that.
That's what we do. Listen, sir, I've never called you corny. I started it out by saying that.
Somebody like you doesn't even have the credentials to read that stuff and then repeat it to me. I see sold out shows.
Those your fans.
I see sold out. Isn't that what makes you?
Yeah, no, your fans are your stands. You know they tell me every day, I'm the greatest, I'm the best ever.
All right, everybody.
But you gotta look beyond that. Yeah, you gotta look beyond. I don't look at those. Those are dick riders.
Wale and Akademiks. I love y'all. Let me jump in here for 2 seconds.
If you only listen to your fans, if you only listen to your fans are basically yes men.
That you might not be corny.
No.
You might be.
Wait, hold on.
Why do you think you're corny? Because I remember.
Hold on.
So let him finish. I want to hear his point.
No, he defined it. Let me give my response. Y'all
respond to what you quoted.
If I wanted to flex, surprise, I could flex. I don't want to do. That's not me.
What you gonna flex with your Xbox?
No. You can flex them. YouTube niggas get paid.
All right, nigga.
You getting paid off YouTube.
Right. Told me that people don't want to be like me and they want to be like Meek, right?
I see there's a whole demographic. They want to be that street nigga, that young street nigga, kind of ignorant like Meek. I don't see nobody really trying to like, I want to be Wale, unless maybe I'm looking wrong.
Man, so look, all the guests.
This was so tense.
Yeah, are you kidding me? So all the guests in Everyday Struggle history, it's like some of them I've known previously just from interviews and shit. So I'd known Wale since probably 2009 kind of thing. And I really wanted you guys to have a conversation and just talk it out. And it felt like we were getting there. I had to talk with him before, with you. And then you guys sat down and you were just there to shit on each other the entire time. There was nothing was gonna be resolved on that episode.
You see when he made Ak feel like he said, you can flex with your Xbox. Like, no, hold up, nigga.
Hold on.
I feel like that's it.
Yeah, hold on. Man.
Wait, hold on. I do have to say.
Okay.
I just want to be very honest. By the way, I feel like that clip is incomplete. We need to figure out what Nadeska was doing, because I think Nadeska was quietly chuckling. That was the time I realized I was like, yo.
No, we couldn't interject. I tried millions of times to interject. It just was not possible.
Yeah,
no, but I'm not gonna lie. This was the time I felt like, it was like, yo, get that nigga Ak. But truthfully,
no.
Is
that really how you feel? Because I'll be completely honest with you, Ak.
No, because I was saying stuff like, yo.
I was frustrated because I felt like I couldn't moderate. I couldn't help. I couldn't interject. And I really wanted you guys to have a productive conversation, I swear.
Yo, Wayno, I would say some stuff that I thought was just obvious. Be like, yo, they call you corny online. And everybody was like, yo, who's calling him corny? Only you. And I'm like, nobody sees this? It's just me? Wait. So he's getting at me, but really, like, I'm hoping somebody be like, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I read like 5 tweets, bro. They say you corny. Like, yo, Wale, he said some shit to me. He was like, yo, he's like, He's like, I was a dude getting all the girls in high school. You probably ain't get no girls. Well, you're right, I didn't get over. Yo, it was just such a different dynamic, but I'm not gonna lie, I did like those tense moments. Why Wale ain't come back here?
He was up here one day and I asked him, like, would he come back? And he was like, you sure I'm allowed?
Of course.
Yeah, I feel like that's someone that you don't even really want to work it out with. Like, is it worth the
Wale's a good guy, though, man.
No, me and Wale not beefing. Definitely we not beefing.
Okay.
No, we have difference in opinions in certain stuff, but absolutely not beefing. I've always said he's a great artist. Our personalities I think our personalities might be good for good content, because we're probably going to argue.
That's true, actually.
You know what I mean? But it's nothing where, like, I wish ill on him. It's Wale.
Yeah.
Polar opposite.
Entirely just not productive conversation, but shout out to Wale.
I can't wait for this one.
Oh, yeah? All right, man. So this next one is my only beef in the history of Everyday Struggle. So if you guys remember from that first year, there was all this drama about the Friday episode, and Joe started the cut the check trend. So he was not coming out on Fridays. Me and Ak were doing these episodes alone, and we would have a guest fill in. So Russ comes up. We're having a grand old time. I thought I'm being a good host, and then this happens.
Can I say something to you before we move on? When I did that whole blog shit, and y'all put up my video, and you kind of like didn't preface it right, I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Let's just hit her up and be like, yo, can I come on the show and just like, can I speak for myself? You feel me? And you sent the email back like, we don't do guests, where that's a full lie.
No, I said we were being selective about booking guests, which wasn't a lie. It's the three of us vote. Am I lying?
No, I mean, I saw the email.
You sure it was her?
I guarantee you it was her. I
Damn,
have
man.
shit.
Photographic memory right there.
No, I just wanted to mention that.
What do you feel like you just accomplished by doing that?
The truth.
We invited you here to have the conversation. I just think it's funny that at the end of a 45-minute conversation, you want to throw out this email shit. So cool, maybe I should put up the just the email from your label and everything. You're going to throw the whole chain up?
Right, well, you just contradicted yourself. You didn't invite me here. We asked, can we come up here? And then you
And here
confirmed.
you are. We
I
can
know, and
I'm
I'm super appreciative. I'm just saying, I'm gonna just say what the truth is. You're feeling emotional in a type of way because it's the truth, and it is what it is.
Okay, Russ and I are good now. Of course, he's been on the show since then. Him and I have spoken personally. But when he called me emotional, I wanted to fucking backhand him. Like, just being honest. That's really how I felt at the time. And I can't really remember because it was so long ago, but I did put up the email. Like I said, I'm always like polite and professional. It's never my role. I leave it to Joe, Ak, Wayno if they want to be disrespectful and confrontational with artists. So I was just honest. It's like you said, we're voting. We don't want too many guests. It was a fact. You guys could see it on the screen. And then he comes up and decides to be petty. And on top of it, my co-host Akademiks kicked me in the back and threw me under the bus. He basically sat there and rooted Russ on. You know what I mean? I think you felt that this was like sort of retribution for the Vic Mensa shit. Because no one stood up for you. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I don't feel like I egged on anyone else when they came up to confront you.
Let me tell you this. You know how many times I felt like, yo, I was in the midst of a sandstorm and I'm like, somebody save me. And all I can remember is just like Nadeska just leaning back, chuckling. I'm like, damn.
Chuckling?
This is,
no,
maybe not chuckling,
I don't
but
laugh when people are genuinely confronting you, especially we're gonna see the next clip with Vic. I am so stunned. You have to understand, I wasn't used to this.
Yo, at first, Nadeska wasn't really in tune with all the shit I was into. So at first she was like, yo, get that fuck nigga, man, get him. She wasn't saying that, but that's the feeling. So I was like, wow. Oh, word, y'all got issue with somebody but me? Wait. I'm not the only hated person?
Wait, Akademiks, the problem was, whatever I wrote in that email, like you said, was it this episode or the last one we just filmed? You said we have a voting system, my friend, where we vote, and you voted no. Everybody voted no.
I didn't even care. I didn't even care what that was.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He was part of it, but decided to say fuck that.
You definitely, when you came here to Nadeska, you definitely signed up for Death Row Records.
Yeah. Yo, I was just like, yo, yes, she will now finally understand. Let it go. And plus, he snuck in a couple. He was like, yo, Akademiks, I love your platform. I think you're an entrepreneur. I was like, oh, thank you for the compliment, sir. Oh, you're getting at her? Oh, my God. Let me see.
Oh, my God.
Because I wanted to learn how to deal with this type of stuff.
Nah, that's crazy.
Because you created that energy. So like I said, Russ and I are good. Shout out to Russ. But I'm just telling the story as it happened.
My guy, Russ.
After this episode, when I was already super tight and couldn't wait to get off the set, then he came and wanted to like give me a hug and wanted to like talk it out, and I was just over it at this point.
You turned down the hug.
Come on, when someone calls you emotional because they confront you for something you didn't really do and then tries to give you a hug, that's like peak.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe, because in the tone of how he was talking to you and trying to size up how you were reacting, do you feel like he was almost trying to make it seem that the way you're reacting is because you're a woman?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be honest, if he had called me emotional,
It doesn't matter.
I don't think I would have cared.
He would not have called you emotional because people only call women emotional. And that's what really upset me. You know what I mean? And that's...
And I understood that. I do think when it got to there, he was obviously, he felt a certain way about his side, but when you were trying to defend yourself, you're not emotional. So
exactly. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Russ. What a moment that was. Super unexpected for the Friday episode. All right, so this next one, infamous moment. You guys knew this. So this is, again, when we flew out to LA. I could tell Ak is excited. We flew out to LA for the Migos thing, and we had Vic Mensa on the show. Take a look.
Do you feel drill is like done? Because you also mentioned that you felt you were a little bit repulsed by the fact that so many people outside the culture of Chicago, they hyped up the music, not knowing that real lives were being affected, deaths and other type of madness happened within the music, and the music was a real life depiction of that. Like, how did you feel about that?
I wanted to slap you in your face, honestly. And I'm just seeing you here, so I'm like, this is a tame environment, so I would keep it to my words, but I really felt as if people exactly like you sensationalized and made a following off of clowning situations that we go through in real life. And I think, niggas ain't had no right. You specifically, like, you ain't never have a right.
No.
Come on, boy.
You don't think it was nothing constructive about it?
There was nothing constructive about it. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really think you a bitch. And to see you come on the internet and, like, with this corny ass little voice and make jokes about it, like, I was waiting to see you. And it's a couple people waiting to see you. I heard you say you didn't want to come to Chicago when I sat down, because you clearly don't, because you really couldn't even stand outside. You get chased out the mall.
Wait, I do get love in Chicago though.
Like, out the mall, DJ Akademiks.
I mean, truth be told, there's a mixed reaction.
You know you can't deal with that. Who made you eligible to even weigh in? You sitting at a computer, jacking off,
weighs in.
fucking typing.
Wait. Everybody weighs in on everything.
Typing about real life. You talking about real shit. What you know about that, bro?
No.
Were we to be in a room, there's no cameras, there's no security, you see us, you wouldn't make no jokes.
Well, first of all, I gave an outside perspective.
Would you make a joke? Would you make a joke?
A joke about what?
No,
okay, give me a
Hey, don't waste my camera time. He wouldn't make the joke.
You wouldn't make the joke.
He wouldn't make the joke.
It's always my camera time.
I love it. Joe said, don't waste my camera time.
Oh, man.
No, that was real.
So this one, a little bit of backstory. Ak, I don't know if you anticipated this energy. So again, Vic is someone I had.
No.
Okay, good. Just let me set this one up. I'd met Vic a couple years earlier when I worked at MTV. I'd interviewed him. So I sort of knew him. I was just still getting to know you guys. This shit went crazy. One, I remember he came in and something seemed a little bit off. We were all wondering why he seemed so tense. He wasn't even very friendly to me necessarily. When he said that, I wanted to melt into the floor because, again, I'm not used to being in situations like this professionally, didn't know what to do. And then he said something to the effect of like, oh, she's my homie, or like, I know her, so I won't. Your chat wanted me dead for 2 weeks, Akademiks. I could not be on the internet because they thought I was supporting him doing this shit. It was crazy.
Yo, truth be told, this is the first time I had that moment of, remember, I'm doing a bunch of videos and I've gotten a lot of, notoriety from being at home, but I really don't know how to operate on a set in an environment that's kind of more industry. And, this is where I learned from the people online. They were like, yo, he gotta be a bitch, because he said, I thought you talked through every situation unless somebody starts swinging. So really, he's saying these things, but I'm like, all right, cool, let's get conversation out of it. But I'm gonna tell you this, when he first came, there was something a little bit off about him, but he wears mascara and eyeliner. Like, come on, there's something off about him anyway. So he asked me where the bathroom is, and I told him where the bathroom is. There was no negative energy at all. And he went to the bathroom, and he stayed a little bit longer. Maybe he was doing number 2. When he came back out, I kid you not, he didn't take a blink till he left the building. I promise you. And I was wondering, this motherfucker's eyes is wide. I don't know what happened in the bathroom. I just want to tell you this. So when he got to set, I remember I was so in the blue about all this. I was like, nah, let that nigga sit next to me. I love Chicago rappers. And for whatever, he was next to me.
Yeah.
And he sat down, looked straight. There's a fucking bright ass light, to keep it real, there's a light in front of me now and I want to squint. His eyes was wide open as a motherfucker.
What are you alluding to?
I don't know. I'm just describing the situation, my brother. So when this all went down, I thought we're cool, and I brought this up, and he went off. Now, I've always, I pride myself no matter what, emotion or not, and I'm definitely petty, 100%. But I always try to see the other side no matter what. And by the way, he did have a little point, but I will say his point is a little bit negated by everything he was talking about. Vic Mensa not one of them dudes. Facts. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. The people who we're talking about, all of them have shown me and reciprocated love. Fredo Santana, Chief Keef, Lil Durk, G Herbo, Lil Bibby. I never ever talked about Vic Mensa, but I understood him trying to stand up for an area he was from that I'm not from. Not really that mad about that. The whole incident played out a little bit weird. It was a learning lesson for me. I think also something he wanted to get off his chest. In hindsight, not that mad about it. He's actually one of the people I'm open to having a conversation because you learn to grow, man. Listen, like I don't even know, I'm just gonna call it, a famous man once said, listen, y'all either gonna kill each other over this shit or y'all gonna grow and get over it or get to a happy medium.
What a wise
None of that happened.
Right? Wait, no, but can you give us, at the time, can you give us your quick read on what you thought about that moment?
Well, for me, of course, at this time, I didn't know Ak. I mean, I know who Ak was, but I didn't know Ak personally how I know him now or professionally how I work with him. And when I saw it, I felt like he could have did it. I feel like if you're gonna be that disrespectful, then it shouldn't be no talking. You know what I mean? I feel like if you feel that strongly about it, there's no point in letting somebody know how you feel and you talking about getting violent if you're not gonna get violent. That shit is frivolous to me. So for me, I felt like, yeah, I understood where he's coming from because while he might not be one of those guys that he's like that, he got cousins and he got friends.
And he mentioned somebody he knew. 100%.
Yeah, he mentioned somebody that he knew that,
But why show up to talk? That's my thing. Why show up to a show to talk to then say, I would have gotten violent?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I don't agree with that. But ultimately, from me outside looking in, I just love the way how Joe is like, yo, stop wasting my camera time. Like, come on. Like, we got shit to do. You know what I mean? Like,
we were kind of going in a circle. And I guess what I was saying, in terms of growth, like, of course, I had my little jabs at him. He did freestyles and he talks about me a bunch. But he's one of the people as we all grow. And, it's important for growth in the culture. Gucci and Jeezy, that's growth. Somewhat, no matter what you might think of it. Like, I'm definitely willing to sit down if he's open to it and actually speak about these things in hindsight. You know what I mean? Why are you laughing like that?
You got caught in the trade. Let me tell you what I got caught. When we did ComplexCon in Chicago, I went to an event to speak about gun violence in communities, and Vic was there, and somebody took a picture of us. I got called the traitor for a whole 2 months. Like, yo, you don't support. I'm like, fam, so I'm here for a positive cause. He's here for a positive cause because him and Ak don't like each other. I'm supposed to box with him.
No.
Yeah, there's just these moments are super unpredictable, especially like that first year of the show was new to, not to Joe, of course, but to us. And so I think just you get caught up in the crossfire because people are always going to watch and judge, but things happen in a split second. I don't think any of us walked away from that Vic interview feeling good or laughing that our co-host got disrespected, but that's what your audience took it as, and I could get it from their perspective. But just to say that was never the thing.
I think for them, they were trying to get my back. But, again, it was a part of a learning process. I will say this, though. When we were leaving, like, first of all, I remember getting asked, it was like, yo, hey, we don't want this stuff to happen. Give us a list of everybody you got issues with. I'm like, I didn't even know I had issues with him. Yeah. So it's like, it's just the unpredictability of being on a platform where everyone's speaking their mind freely. And they're being fearless in their thoughts where like, yo, hey, I might say something about that artist that they don't appreciate. And I think I've seen that, Wayno has seen that as well, where you say something about an artist and the artist don't appreciate to the point they start disrespecting you. So, it's neither here nor there. And again, we're glad it didn't.
Yeah, glad nothing escalated and got physical. All right, guys, we're here at our very last clip, so we're recapping the biggest beefs in everyday struggle history. Now, this one is very interesting because there were a lot of laughs and feel-good moments while we were on set, but then when we wrapped, it definitely turned into an issue. Here's Soulja Boy on Everyday Struggle in winter 2019.
why you think Akademiks sitting in here right now? I'm the reason Akademiks sitting in here.
Nah, hold on.
Yo.
Off the rip. This nigga ain't wasting
No.
Okay.
Before, when I was beefing with Chris Brown and Migos, this nigga made 20, 30 videos on me in one day. I was the first mainstream artist to fuck with Chief Keef. I put him on. I discovered him. So you call social right now, he'll tell you that. So why you trying to argue that with me?
You're not talking about
I'm in a whole nother lane. No, I said Tiger had a record. I said Soulja Boy had a movement. Nigga, I came with a... I'm the first rapper to come out with a video game console. Tiger ain't got no fucking video game console. I made $1 million in less than a month, nigga, 14 days.
Tiger got the hairline plugs?
And now everybody that see this, y'all gonna look stupid as fuck. And I'm finna say Soulja Boy came up there and checked all that stupid ass. And I did what I had to do.
Wait a second.
I don't know if you did that.
Soulja, but wait. Hold up. Before, let's clarify that because at the same time, brother, all that
Go ahead.
Stupid and all of that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go say what you gotta say. Go ahead.
Yeah, as men.
Yeah, and that's me and my nigga when you say. And that's me and my nigga when you say you sold it out and y'all say this nigga do he got money and y'all sitting up here playing me for the last 2 days, nigga. Don't do that.
The last 2 days.
Don't do that, my nigga. Don't do that.
Who's playing?
Nigga, I'm not no cap ass, rap ass, fake. Fuck nigga, street
that's
nigga.
Fine.
I'm not one of these industry ass niggas. I'm the realest nigga y'all done met. I'm the realest nigga in the rap game.
No, listen,
nigga, fuck nigga. Got me fucked up, boy. You don't know me.
Yeah, we don't know each other.
Nigga, I'm from Social Road, nigga. I'm from Zone 1, nigga. Nigga, shut the fuck up.
All right, I take back everything I just said. I forgot that Wayno and Soulja Boy actually had beef on that episode.
That wasn't no beef though. You know what's so ill about that? Because people always like try to throw that around. First of all, people talk about you got checked. You think I felt threatened by this nigga? First of all, we in a place of business. That's one. We in a corporate building in the middle of Midtown. The nigga came here with 5 security guards. You know what I'm saying? Regardless to that though, you think I felt threatened at any point in time? Listen, when he did all of that shit, now in real time, right? While we sitting here talking to him, he's joking like. He wasn't even when he was talking crazy to you, he wasn't coming off like he was trying to hurt nobody. Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, you fuck nigga, you fat nigga, you hamburger eating nigga, you french fries eating nigga, you soda drinking. Like he just was talking like, so then when he finally started getting like that, it's like, I only got upset because when he said, check y'all stupid niggas, and it's like, all right, listen, say whatever you gonna say to me, say whatever you gonna say to Ak. You're not gonna talk to a woman like that. And that's why I said, brother, clarify what you mean by that. And the crazy thing about this clip is, that's the shit that went viral. Nobody showed this nigga apologizing. Nobody showed it.
Oh yeah, that is.
Nobody showed at the end where he said, yo, you know what? I apologize to you for calling y'all stupid. I didn't mean it like that. And I understood some of his frustration because his whole thing was like, he not getting the respect he deserve. And we look at Soulja Boy's career, he got one of them careers where he do need his flowers. Yeah. So I felt like he was just missing out on that. But this shit got so misconstrued. Yeah. That was the first time in me being in this chair where I felt like, oh, I didn't know that the internet could just flip anything on you and you can't even fight.
Yeah. And this is where I have to shout out like our viewers who have rode with us the whole time and who watched the whole episode, because a lot of them came away from it seeing that. Like he was talking shit, you were talking shit, but they were jokes and they knew what it was, and we'll get to my issue in a second. But everyone else who saw the shit out of context, went out of their way to attack us, this was a career-changing moment for me. It really changed the way that I looked at the industry, and I felt about a lot of other media personalities I looked up to, artists I've supported over the years. It killed any last naive piece of me that felt like this is an industry where we're gonna love and uplift each other, but I think I needed that moment.
I'm gonna be honest, I think you both saw something for the first time, and I think it may have impacted you more. Because truth be told, I wanted exactly that. The funny thing is,
wait, do you remember what Ak said? I came in there, I had all these questions. I was writing all these questions in the green room, and Ak said, Wayno, what are you doing? I said, what you mean? I said, it's certain shit. He said, this gonna be some fuck shit. Like,
some nigga shit right here.
This gonna be some nigga shit. He said that from the rip, and I was like, no, we gonna come.
Hold on, we know, like, by the way, Nadeska was almost getting boxed out because he was shouting something, like we're all sitting mad close. Right. He was shouting something, I shouted something back, and he was shouting something, and then, he would say something, I would say something plain, and he was like, yo, you fat nigga. Yo, I liked it. I was like, fuck it, like, if we gonna go, let's go. Right. But you know me, I'm thinking about, because again, online, they're looking at like, yo, it's big fat Soulja. Yeah. But Soulja Boy, like, it was fun for me. It was fun. But I will say, the fallout, because of like, a few clips that people ran with, made people look at Nadeska and almost like, erase everything, or some people knew her, or some people didn't try to know her, or know like her stance on certain shit, or even how she was like, and they was trying to write the narrative with one clip that was out of context, and then they were looking at Wayno like, yo, shit, Wayno almost got this, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, honestly, everything he said about me, I enjoyed, you know why? Because it was one of those, when we have an interview coming, whatever, I was like, yo, I saw one of the interviews that already popped with him and like how he's been going. I said, let's not even try to have like this, heart to heart with him. Yeah. He's gonna pop some shit back. Let's get to some middle ground. So he was gonna shout, I was gonna shout. Nadeska was gonna have to squeeze her way in. And the clip they took was wild, inappropriate in terms of taking her like actual opinion out of context. And then they tried to make it online like, oh shit, yeah, he checked Wayno too, this, that. I was like, yo, this is hilarious, but so far from the truth. Yeah. I was glad that Wayno got that experience in seeing that the truth is actually sometimes in the way of the entertainment. Right? Because the entertainment was creating, Soulja Boy had y'all shook, he checked y'all, and also Nadeska, you don't like black business, you don't like black people. You know what I mean?
That was
hilarious.
Crazy. Yeah, now that was crazy. It for me was a moment that like the internet, the wrong thing people will try to erase a decade of your career. And I understand like there are a lot of people who only knew me because of the show, and still I don't speak as much as you guys speak, but like, how are you guys gonna really think I don't support black businesses? Am I not always talking about finance? I'm not talking to you guys about stocks and saving. Like we talked about Soulja Boy, he said he shows up to his Subway business, the employees are not there. So I was simply trying to be like, yo, why so many random businesses instead of building a couple great ones, then opening more businesses? As far as I've learned, that's how it goes. They took that shit out of context. I had people in my phone. I had dudes calling me in the middle of the night for a week, threatening my family, texting me in my fucking email, Charlemagne shitting on me, Joe shitting on me. That was one of the worst moments of my career, and like shout out to Ak for hitting me because he knows I'm always like caught off guard by shit. He's like, just a warning, you might want to just stay off the gram, stay off Twitter for like a week.
I ain't gonna lie, I heard, and this is one of the unfortunate, I'm gonna stick up for Nadeska. Nadeska's my sister, straight up. You know what I mean? So I don't like no slander of her. And even despite, sometimes with my own audience, Nadeska means good. Like we're here making great content, great entertainment. And she's always been for me. And, maybe we had like a getting used to each other point at the beginning, but we've been rocking on like one accord ever since then. And I'm not gonna lie, I admire so much of the work she's put in because she's done everything the right way and put in work and not ever took any shortcuts. And I was a little shocked that, some people, they were playing her. And I could imagine how she took it because, some of y'all just look at her as like, oh, she's a moderator, this, that, and third, but you gotta realize like, she might not be as expressive in her pain and stuff like this, but like, yo, she worked up from before I was famous, I saw Nadeska on MTV doing like involved in the hottest MCs. I was never famous at that point. She's put in the work. And, I could imagine when you've done that to see other people kind of shit on you. I'm used to it. I'm used to it because I don't really got no friends. They be like, yo, he ain't going to come to the Rock Nation brunch anyway. Fuck him. But I could imagine when they were going in, like, it felt like no one wanted to look at the full clip. The internet said she's bad for business because of this clip, and no one gave her the benefit of the doubt. Be like, well, wait, why is she saying, let me watch this whole thing and talk to you. Some people threw under the bus. I thought that was foul. And, salute to her for actually, what I mean?
I appreciate you, Ak.
This is the general right here.
I love you.
Of course. The general right
I appreciate you, girl. I definitely needed that experience. It changed my outlook on business. Now it's, fuck all of these people, let's just get money. Because apparently that's what it is. It's all good. But guys, that is it for the biggest beefs in everyday struggle history. Thank you for tuning in. Second to last episode. So we'll be back here tomorrow with our grand finale. We're just going to recap the show from start to finish. What a ride it's been. We'll see you here tomorrow on Complex.
I'm playing with my Soulja console later. Finally came in.
You finally got one?
Finally got it.